evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's Tuesday evening. I hope everybody had a great day. The market wasn't looking too bad. Mag 7 cruising right along right there. Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Tesla was down a little bit, but the rest of them were up. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How are you guys? Here's the heat map right here. As you can see, what I was just talking about right there. Tesla, a little red. Google, not bad. Apple was up a little bit as well. I did have a 90% option on that overnight, and that was a beauty. So there you go. It's trying to jump up a little in the after hours right there. It doesn't look bad, I'll be honest with you. It does look pretty good to try to continue its way up there tomorrow. So you can keep an eye on Apple right there. And it is at 259 in the after hours. You know, it's running up big in the overnight. MU right here. That thing's a monster. It's just been cruising along. Look at this thing just running up in the top. It's nonstop. So we'll keep an eye on that. How are you, Cadence and Luis Rodriguez and everybody else? Yeah, TXN. They had good earnings right there. Texas Instruments. I was on with Ben this afternoon, and we were talking about this in the earnings, and that did get cruising. And NXT also had earnings, and that one got cruising as well. STX, that one, Seagate Technology, I guess they had earnings. That one was ripping along as well right there. And FFIV, this one did too. And this one got cruising. So it looks like it's a good start to earnings season right here, guys, I must say. So there you go with them. And how are you, Luis Rodriguez and everybody else? Look at you. The 4Us is looking good. And Michael Anthony's universal safety was down a little bit today. You was up today, though, and looking pretty good in some of the metal ones. So let's just go through our list, see what's going on here. If you guys want to see anything, pop it up there, and we'll take a look at it all. So here we go. We'll start off with ONDS on this right here. And it was popping back up, so it looked like that dip was a good opportunity. Maybe they dip down tomorrow. I mean, this market's absolutely so volatile that every dip gets bought up and gets running up immediately. So we'll see how the market wants to respond tomorrow. First, we'll go through our SPY and our Qs, and they were up as well. And the Qs are looking pretty good. Look at them in the overnight. So they're popping up there, looking pretty healthy right there. Gold, that was up and running. Holy cow. And silver, I thought they were trying to top out, but apparently not. Look at that. I mean, gold down a little bit in the after hours. I bet it gets cruising, though, and keeps on running like that. Look at that. Look, that's a healthy green candle right there. Yeah, gold, what the heck? It is insane. I'm telling you, it's wild what we're seeing right here. So here we go. Let's look at Galaxy. That was up today. That looks really good. I mean, there are so many of them that look good after today. It's actually pretty wild. ASTS running up pretty big today. That looks like it wants to roll off the MACD. UMAC was up as well, and that's cruising back up. So yesterday was obviously a great dip opportunity. Laptop Travels here this evening. He had a great interview this evening. If you guys didn't hear it, you guys should go back and listen to it. I tweeted it out there. I'm trying to think of the stock ticker, Laptop Travel, and it's not coming to me, obviously. I can't think of it. Holy cow, I don't know why. I just was thinking of it, and then it just went right past me. Hold on, I have to look at it now because it's bothering me. What is it? Oh, yeah, CDZI. That's what it is. All right, that's what it is. CDZI. So if you missed that, CADAS. How do you say it? CADAS? What do you even say? Laptop Travel. I know I was listening to your interview and I forget what you even said. But anyway, regulated water. It was a really interesting one right there. And talking about how water is transported and all kinds of good stuff. So there you go, CDZI. There you are with that. And let's see what else is going on with here. What did you say? Precious metals, copper now looking good. Gold, but expecting a correction, in silver right there. KDs. That's how you say it, KDs. I should write that down, huh? Okay, I'll write it just how you wrote it, Laptop Travel, and then I'll know how to pronounce it, KDs. And now I know CDZI. That's how you pronounce it. So there you go, Doge Mama 9. I don't know if you call Laptop Travel's interview, but it was a good one. And here we go, Redwire flying right now, guys. Look at this thing running up. Aerospace and defense looking really good. We'll go through some. Look at Lockheed Martin, Huntington Ingalls right here, flying up there. Northrop Grumman, Luis Rodriguez going flying. These guys had earnings today, and these things are just ripping along right now. And I was looking at aerospace and defense to see if there was anything that hit me to tell me that something was going on. AVAV looking really good right there. And I mean, there are a lot of ones setting up. You can see BWXT. I mean, I can go through that one setting up CAE. There's a ton of them, but it's not telling me something crazy is about to happen. Ben was asking me earlier, as a matter of fact. But let's look at some of these, though, these Israeli ones. This ESLT, that's an Israeli aerospace and defense. I was saying, if anything, I could see us back in Israel for some kind of crazy attack and just being completely like just off like on a Tuesday night. Like nobody's expecting it. Most of the times it's on like a Friday night. They can mention it on the weekend, get the market under control and not have to worry. It just seems like he's trying to throw off everybody, the markets, everything, and even the poly market. So it's going to be a big sneaky thing if they're going to do it. And like I said, I think they would have Israel involved as well. I know the Middle East doesn't want something to happen over there, but nobody ever wants a conflict. And look what they did in Venezuela when they just kidnapped that dude. So KDs, is it? That's how you say it. Not a long vowel. Oh, I'll talk to you later, laptop travel. You know me and pronunciations. I'll listen back to what you said. How's that? It'll be easier. I'll just go back and listen again. I was paying attention, but I totally forget how you pronounced it. But anyway, I'll learn how to pronounce it the correct way. And here we go. So yeah, I think something could happen. Let's look at these poly markets. We may have a government shutdown on Saturday. Look at this, 75% chance right there. I'll keep an eye on it. I didn't even know that was happening, but apparently it is. So there you are. That's something to keep an eye on, guys. Not that the last shutdown helped hurt the economy at all. Remember, it just kept running and running and running and running. It was just nonstop running with the shutdown. So it didn't phase anything. And tomorrow we have our FOMC decision, I believe, at 2 p.m. And it is going to be 100. I mean, it's 99%. It wasn't jumping off a cliff. We didn't think it was going to be a rate cut in January after they just had 3. Like I said, if anything, we'll start to see this one curl up right here, that 0.25 decrease, that dark blue one, and this one come back down. I think you'll start to see that. Now that you're going to hear what Powell has to say, he doesn't have much longer. He's only in until what, May? So it's like literally March, April, and then the next one's May, and then he's done. So interesting right there. Donald Trump says Cuba will be failing soon amid oil blockade crisis. So that's interesting right there. And all kinds of crazy stuff going on, guys. I'm telling you. So oil was looking good too. If you want to look at that, USO, that was cruising up today. That looks really good as well. So all kinds of crazy stuff going on all over globally, geopolitically. Everything's wild. And even the snow and everything here. So what a great place to be at this moment in life. So here we go. Redwire looking good. Let's look at Rocket Lab, because I thought this was going to go down today. Was I completely wrong? Good thing we didn't short that down again. Because holy cow, it bounced right back up like a rocket would. And it doesn't look too bad right there. Nuclear was down a little bit, but I would even watch this bad boy. Maybe it comes down to that 50, but that looks like it's trying to set up to be pretty good. SMR was up pretty good today, and that looks like it wants to run. Keep an eye on SMR tomorrow. That looks real good. And Oklo right here was up as well. And like I said, I think nuclear is looking pretty good right there. So keep an eye on that. And let's see what EOSE is doing right here. That was actually pulling back, one of the few ones pulling back there. Iron was running up today big, and that looks like it should continue its way up tomorrow. So I'm telling you, there are a lot of great ones that are running up there. You can see it was up a little more in the after hours right there. Critical metals right here down a little bit. USAR was down as well. So there you are with them. UAMY, that was up, but it looks a little bit better there. It could curl off. It does have a good resistance above it, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one as well. And then your UUUU was running up there today, Luis Rodriguez, but that one does look pretty good right there, so definitely keep an eye on that. And then how about MP right here, not looking too bad. So they're like a mix right there. We'll see how they want to run tomorrow, the metals ones. and there's other ones that are completely running. UAVS, this one had been pulling back here. It's hitting that 50. This could get a good bounce. We know they've been bouncing off of there. So keep an eye on that if you like UAVS right there. And how about RGTI right here? This one was up a little bit. It was bouncing around. But the computer hardware and quantum ones weren't looking too bad today. So let's just take a look. QUBT was up a little bit right there, trying to curl up. And of course, your QBTS is your D wave. That was up. And look at that thing. That's the one I was looking at right there. Not bad. Trying to get set up. Keep an eye on that in the next day or two right there. Looking pretty good. QMCO. And another one looking pretty good right there to get set up relatively soon. So I think them ones could be these ones could be pretty good. These ones could be pretty good. QTUM is showing you that they do want to get rolling right there. Look at that thing. That one wants to defy gravity and go up right now. And QSI right there, not looking bad. It's just kind of hanging out. But that IONQ is up again today, and they bought that Sky T right here or something like that yesterday. So that one trying to run up, but that one's probably done now that it's gotten bought out by IONQ. So there you go with that. RCAT running up, and that's an aerospace and defense. Keep an eye on that. Looking pretty good for tomorrow. And your Z space was just kind of hanging out there today. Almost kind of curling up, though. So it doesn't look too bad, actually, on that pullback Z space, and we'll definitely watch that bad boy we do every day. So there you go, and that is what they look like, and they are your quantum and computer hardware ones, and I'm just trying to give it a better look right there for good old Z space, our buddy. And let's look. This one got smoked, guys. Holy cow. Do you ever eat there? Luis Rodriguez, I don't know if you go to the city much in the Philly, not New York City, obviously. They might even have one in New York City. Well, I know Steven Starr, he has a restaurant in Philly called Cuba Libre. It's really good. And but he has some restaurants in New York as well. You ever eat at any of his restaurants, Luis Rodriguez, or anyone? He has restaurants all over the country and the world now. Steven Starr, he's absolutely probably one of the best restaurateurs in the country, in the world, on the planet. This dude is absolutely incredible. He started out in Philadelphia. We have a lot of great Steven Starr restaurants. Budokan's like my favorite restaurant. Absolutely incredible in Philadelphia. That restaurant's amazing. And yeah, all of them. Pod, I mean, he has a bunch of them. Just look up Steven Starr restaurants. I'll look it up for you. Check these out. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about real quick, this guy's incredible. I'm telling you, and I know the restaurant industry pretty well. Watch this. Steven Starr Restaurants right here. Check this dude out. This guy is absolutely, he's the greatest. I'm telling you right now. Every restaurant he has is absolutely phenomenal. And just check this out. Here's Budokan right here. That's a big Buddha at Budokan. I've been to like every one of his restaurants in Philadelphia. I love them. They're incredible. Here's some of his stuff that he owns right here. I didn't even know he owned Barclay Prime. But yeah, he's Philadelphia, New York, Washington, D.C., Florida, Nashville. And here's some of his restaurants right here. Morimoto is a good one right there. That's in Philly. Let me see what other ones are in Philly. There's Budokan. They have one of them in AC, as a matter of fact. El Rey and El Vez, they're pretty good. He has a lot of like Spanish themed ones as well. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like I said, it's absolutely incredible what he does. But yeah, there you go. I was trying to see if I could click on there. They should show you just the restaurants in the cities. But anyway, that's Steven Starr. If you guys aren't familiar with him, check him out and check out his restaurants. I thought you could just break it down, but I guess not. It just tells you that. That's all the page does. And I guess if you click on it, Jackass Burrito, look at that. That's one of his restaurants. I don't even know where that's at. I've never heard of that one before. That's an interesting one. New York City, huh? I bet that's pretty good. Let's check out some of these things real quick. Hold on. We have a couple minutes tonight. Let's see. Ready? Barclay Prime. You probably know that. It's a steakhouse. That's nothing crazy. Well, I guess it is if he owns it. I didn't even know he owned it. This one, I'm telling you, Budokan. If you can eat at a Budokan, check this restaurant out. You're not familiar with them, but check them out. Yeah, we have to figure out which ones are in New York. I think he has a Budokan, and I thought there was a Budokan in New York. This one's definitely in PA. There's one in AC as well. I know that, unless it closed. I'm not sure. What's this one right here? Let's just go from Butcher and Singer. I'm not sure where this is. We got to find out where all these bad boys are. Let me just see. Contact. That'll tell us. And this one's, I didn't even know about this one. Butcher and Singer. I got to check this out. 1500 Walnut Street. I'm not familiar with this one, as a matter of fact. This almost looks like he might have redone some of his restaurants, his other ones. I don't see Pod up here. I don't see a couple of the ones that he used to have. The Continental, this one's really good right here. This is like a little diner. And this is the diner one, Midtown. Yeah, this is like a diner right here. This one's pretty cool. This is in Philadelphia. I've eaten there a bunch of times. I'm not sure what the Dandelion is. Let's see where that's at right here. And that one's in Philadelphia as well. I can tell by the phone number right there. Not familiar with the Dandelion, and that's on 18th Street. I have to check out that. This one, you want to see his menus? Check these out. We'll just look at a dinner menu. I know you guys are probably like, what the heck are we doing right here? But I'm telling you guys, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Like, he has deviled eggs on his snacks and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, you'll see stuff that you've never seen before. His menus are crazy. His food's incredible. But anyway, we don't got to go through them all, but you can check them out. This one's pretty good, Morimoto. Familiar with this restaurant right here? And it's like a Japanese sushi one. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah, I think Morimoto is the one. I think, is it not this or pot? Which one? I think it might be this one. They have like this train that goes around and serves like serves stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm telling you, this guy is like way ahead of his way ahead of people in the restaurant industry. I don't know what this one is either right here. RR. Let me see. I don't know this one. I'm not sure where this is. That's a Philly one. Wow, he definitely, yeah, because a lot of these were different restaurants. So you know what he did? He recently revamped his restaurants here. It looks like, to be completely honest with you. And he changes them because, like I said, he used to have one called Pod. He had a bunch of different ones, and I can tell by the actual restaurant itself that they're changed. So which one? No, it's I forget. But Morimoto's been there a while, and Budokan's like the main one, and Continental. I didn't know he had Barclay Prime, to be honest with you. But anyway, there you go. You guys can check him out. Steven Starr, if you ever see his restaurants, I guarantee you'll have a great meal. Let's put it that way. So anyway, I don't even know how we got there for that. How did I even get to Steven Starr restaurants? I have no idea, but there you go, Steven Starr. A little advertisement for you. So a lot of people don't know who you are or your restaurants. I'm telling you, you are the best. I know, I've been following you for like decades now. So he is incredible. I'm telling you. And like I said, he's been all over the world, I think. I thought he had global restaurants, but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's get back to our stock show here and see what's going on. Morimoto in Orlando as well. You've been to Morimoto in Montclair? Excellent. Yeah, I'm telling you, his restaurants. Philly has some good restaurants. They certainly do. And yeah, his portfolio of restaurants, guys, is absolutely it's amazing. I'm telling you. And if you ever see a Budokan, check it out. If it's a Steven Starr, like I said, it's in Philly. There used to be one in AC. It could have closed because AC is like dead. He doesn't hang around when places are dead. Let's put it that way. He's usually in places like New York City, Philadelphia, Washington D.C., and he's usually in the top restaurants for that year all the time. Like Budokan's always at the top of the chain, and yeah, you have to have reservations to go there. Let's put it that way. But anyway, let's keep on cruising through. A little sidetracked on restaurants right there, and let's look at Open Door. We opened the door for a little Steven Starr talk right there. And there's Open Door. That's dipping down, and it is pulling back a little bit. Not too impressed by that chart right now. Nasdaq's been pulling back. Looks like it's in a little lull right here. It needs something to get it going. And look at Chipotle actually pull back. It's still in a bullish trend, but it is pulling back a little bit today. And then Cracker Barrel, let's see if it wants to go again. Remember, we were talking about if it was going to cross through the MACD. We knew it was coming back down. Now, it has a good setup period here. It's going to put it where Laptop Travel kind of said, didn't you say it usually runs in the springtime, right? So it will put it right around that time. I can tell right in the middle of March right here, it's going to get set up. So right about here in the middle of March in this area, maybe right in April, depending on how long it takes it'll get set up. So for right now, it's going to bounce around. and then get set up, and then we're going to see what it wants to do. But yeah, it'll bounce around right here. It's not looking too bad at the moment, but that's Cracker Barrel. We'll pay attention. That'll be when you know if they're going bankrupt or not. And again, just remember, guys, they laid off a bunch of corporate staff. It's never a good look. It's good for the stock to run up at the moment, but it's not a good overall look. So we're going to be looking like a month from now. We'll keep it on the list and we'll look at it each day. But that's, I'm just letting you guys know, that's what we're looking at Cracker Barrel. So that's what's going to happen with them. And Boyle right here, not too bad with your natural gas. And these things, guys, we may get a Luis Rodriguez. Did you see we may get hammered with another blizzard this weekend? Sunday, they're calling it's either a hit or miss. It's like it's either blizzard's on or it just misses us, and that's that. But right now, they're just like it's a coin toss. They can't really tell exactly, and obviously we're a few days out. Tomorrow we might be able to actually be able to tell a little bit better. And you always say laptop travel that Cracker Barrel's never going bankrupt. You do know the family or something. You know the business. You did marketing for them, so I do know that, and you know the company. I'm just telling you based off the stock chart. So maybe you're right, and it gets running right there in the springtime. You have said that before, that it likes to run in the spring. If that's the case, we're going to jump all over Cracker Barrel right there and have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that will be the case for us. And yeah, isn't that lovely, Luis Rodriguez? And guess what? My snowblower is out of commission. I actually got the belts, and hopefully tomorrow my buddy can pop them on for me and it works. I don't even know. I jacked that up. I went to the parts store real quick. I called them up, and I know them really well. And I was like, yo, you got some belts for this thing? And they're like, yeah, we'll put them to the side for you, because chances are somebody's going to take them by the time you get here. They're like, yo, it's crazy. I went there. Not only was it crazy with people with broken parts for their snowblowers and everything else you can imagine, but this place has a huge landscaping company, and they do a lot of snow removal. And and I know the guys that, like, the mechanics and all, I know them really well. And I walked out there to the shop, and they had the one truck to plow in there. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? He's like, we're trying to heat it up. The salt spreader was frozen, guys. The salt spreader, it was frozen. They couldn't spread salt this morning. So they were trying to heat it up, and they were out there with like heat guns and everything else. And they're like, dude, we just can't get it like unfrozen here. It's just like ridiculous. That's what happened to my snowblower. My snowblower, the auger froze. And then it got frozen, and it obviously never thawed out. I didn't know it was frozen. I went and turned it on and tried to go, and I'm trying to use the blade, and I'm like, is that not working? So I keep pushing the thing and trying to run in front of it to look real quick. And as I do that, I'm like, man, it sounds like it's not right. And I'm like holding it down for a minute so it can try to spin. I can't tell if it's spinning or not. I guess I should have got a mirror or something. But anyway, it's freezing cold out there. I'm trying to figure this thing out. And yeah, it wasn't spinning. The next thing I started hearing it grind. I'm like, what is that sound? Here it was the belts. I guess the auger was frozen, so the belts just got shredded on it. So yeah, that was a mess, and that happened to a lot of people. Apparently, I didn't just go figure, guys. Your snowblower can get frozen. Isn't that impressive? So this thing, and I know I cleared out all the snow, because I remember I held it down and cleared out the snow out of the chute, but it didn't even matter because I had snow going through, and thing was so damn cold that it literally froze up the all. How crazy is that? So yeah, your snowblower can freeze up. So I have it in my neighbor's garage, and his garage is heated. It's an awesome garage, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it's in there, and my buddy's gonna come by tomorrow and try to put the belts on, and hopefully that's all that's broken. So because yeah, we might have another big snowstorm on Sunday, and they're tracking that right now. How crazy. But anyway, there you go. And you do know the family, old leadership's gone, but family's still behind. And this is Cracker Barrel. You love the food, think they have woken up, pun intended, and we'll fix the problems seen time and time again. What did they say is wrong? I'm just fixing it myself. Me and my buddy, I actually took it apart yesterday, and I realized that the belts were just shredded. I mean, I took off the cover, and I was like, what is all that black stuff in here? It was like it was the belt. It got shredded to pieces. And so I'm hoping that's all that's wrong, and that the augers thawed out now. It's in my neighbor's garage, all heated up. So it should be thawed out. And hopefully it was just the belts and I didn't break anything else. Because, like I said, I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, is that thing not spinning? I couldn't tell because there wasn't that much. I was just getting it going. And I was like, I don't think it's spinning. And by the time I could figure it out, it was probably ate the belts alive. But anyway, that's that. And yeah, my buddy will come by and knock it out pretty quick. I'm pretty sure he's a master. So hopefully that's all that's wrong with it. But anyway, let's go back here talking about everything tonight. Here's Gush right here, and this is your oil and gas. It's just kind of hanging out. We can look at ExxonMobil real quick. That was up. This thing's continuing to run up, guys. I mean, look at that thing, ExxonMobil. I keep thinking it's going to pull back, and look at Chevron right there. That keeps running up. So these two keep continuing to go. I mean, I guess they're pretty good because they're getting into the top, and even Oxy looks really good right there. So I would say Oxy, ExxonMobil, and CVX right there, Chevron could be good momentum plays there tomorrow, guys. So you could keep an eye on them. There's so many of them, like I said, that were set up after today. It was crazy. Let's see what Plug was doing. It was up a little bit. It could get plugging away. It was getting set up last week, I remember, and QuantumScape was dipping down. Let's see. I remember it was starting to look good over here. I bet it tries to run off of that 200 down here and gets moving. So if you like QuantumScape QS, now's probably a good time to take a look at it. And there's your rocket companies right there, Zach. It's still got that setup time, and this is what we were talking about. We nailed that thing perfectly. And watch, see if it dips down a little bit. A lot of them been drafting down here to like the 50s and the 200s and the 20s. Your 50s right here, your 20s above it. So see if it wants to stay on this trend line right here. If not, it'll pull back, and that'll be a great opportunity right there. Zach and everybody else that likes Rocket Mortgage, or Rocket Companies, it's called now. And IMRX right here. Let's see. That's up a penny, just kind of hanging out. But that does have good support underneath of it. It was down a little in the after hours. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. Nothing crazy going on. It's just more of like a setup at this point. So we'll look for any dips. And Lucid looking a little better there, Luis Rodriguez. That could get moving right there. So keep an eye on that. What is Rivian doing? That was pulling back today, but Lucid looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that. This one was a monster today, guys. Rich Tech Robotics. Look at that thing. That one ran big time. We were just saying that it looked pretty good, and damn, I would say that looked pretty damn good right there. And Sam, you go take your guitar lesson. See you in 30 minutes and let us know what you're learning how to play tonight. So there you go, Sam. And yeah, here's Rich Tech Robotics. We were talking about it in the Discord today, and what a monster of a play that one was. Excuse me. And Galt right here, finally looking a little better, has the support underneath of it that you'd like to see. Now it's a matter of it really getting set up, curled up, and starting to run. So there you go, Joseph Levy with your GALT, good old Galt right there. And how about fun dipping down a little bit? Play wasn't looking bad. Check this out. I guess you got to put an A instead of an S, huh? There it is, Dave and Buster's. But yeah, that's not looking so bad. This could come crawling off the MACD right there and roll back up. So you can keep an eye on play. Fun was pulling back a little bit, but has recently run up. ASPI, not so bad after the little pullback right there. USAR was down a little bit. And again, we'll watch that. That had that huge run up on the news. It had that sell off. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure it'll get set back up and run. You just want to make sure it's going the right way. And UAMY, that's moving and looking pretty good to roll up right there. So that looks good. I know we already looked at these, but still looking pretty good. Didn't change from earlier. And we looked at Lockheed Martin earlier, and that looks like it wants to continue its way up there. How about Fly right here? And this one looks pretty fly, I must say. I was saying that the other day, and I do. I think that dip yesterday was great, and that could get really cruising right there. How about ARM? That doesn't look so strong yet, but we'll keep an eye on it to see when it is getting strong. And let me see, what does this list even say? I can't even read it. Hold on a second. Let me move that out the way. There we go. I think it says grab. I still can't even read it. Hold on. I got to move it. There we go. Now I can read it. I'm telling you, I can't see. If there's a shadow, forget about it. I can't see anything. There's a perfect shadow right there after ARM. I couldn't tell you what any of that was saying. It looked like I was just kind of guessing, but it almost looked like an O. And then I was like, I don't know. Anyway, it's grab. GRAB right here. And you might want to look at grabbing some of these on any dips right there because that's looking good. And Oracle right here, that's an O. And that was dipping down today. Look at that bad boy, but trying to pop up. It has that good support right there. That's why I added it on here. Oracle hasn't been on our list. I'll keep an eye on it because if it gets moving, it should be a great opportunity right off of that trend line. So definitely watch this. I mentioned this one this morning, guys. CoreWeave. I know we talked about it last night, and it still looks great. Holy cow. It looks like, 111. Where's that at? Right down here. That looks like it wants to get through that resistance right there, guys. So CoreWeave looking pretty good, I must say, for CRWV. And how about Adobe right here? Down a little bit, pulling back. And that could actually curl back down a little more. So we'd have to look at that one. Marvell right here was up a little bit. Luis Rodriguez, you were talking about this. Looks pretty good. Doge Mama 9, I was talking about this Mimi, and that looks pretty good. Look at that bad boy curling up. You might get that run coming in tomorrow, Doge Mama 9. So I know we've been watching that thing. I actually have some. I'll post the, whenever it runs, I'll post the percentages. I thought it looked good, so I was like, I'll play the penny stock. I know it's getting set up. It didn't look like it was reverse splitting right there. So I grabbed some on the Mimi right there, MIMI, and it is looking really good, I must say. And MOBX right here. Let's see, because that thing, that's getting to be in a good spot. Remember we were talking about that trend line meeting up with it? That's why it's staying on the list right there, because it's getting really close to being in a good spot right there. That NMTC Nora One Medical Technologies, I'm telling you, this thing looks good too. It's just been bouncing around right here. Once it gets back up to that 96 and can break it, it should be pretty decent play right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And I wrote grab down twice. I guess I wrote grab. It must have been looking so good that I wrote it down twice right there. And there you go. There is grab. So yeah, that's we were just looking at it, but it does look pretty good right there. And let me see what post were you talking about here? Laptop travel. Let me see. I did not see anything yet, but I'll look. Hold on. Which one? Oh, on here, this post. I'm not even sure which one you're talking about on there. Which post were you talking about? Oh yeah, Ilian Omar, that winery. I actually I commented on that on somebody's. I don't even know who had written about that, but yeah, I did see that today, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that dude, Eric Doherty or whatever, Doherty. I commented on it. As a matter of fact, I this morning I think I saw it, or this afternoon. I definitely saw that. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff if you don't know what I'm talking about. Omar. Ilian Omar, or whatever the heck her name is, her winery. Ready? This is the craziest thing ever. Now, I don't know. Obviously, it's a post on X, but I'm just gonna. He has the filing right here, or whatever it is. So I'm just gonna read you what he says. He just says the winery suspiciously. Now this is pretty incredible. I'm gonna say, yeah, oh yeah, I would say that's a red flag. That's exactly what I said. There you go, laptop travel. You found my reply right there. That's perfect. So that's what I said on this. I said, looks like a red flag. Ready? Omar's winery suspiciously surged in value from practically zero to $5 million in 1 year. But here's the kicker, guys. Despite no physical winery, phone line, social media, barely functioning, no website, and of course, they don't have any wine. They made $5 million. How great is that, guys? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is why she's scared to prosecute. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great post by that dude, Eric Doherty, I guess you would say his last name. And he also has the filing there. It's like a video and all. So if you want, I'll go to it and post it out. I'll retweet it. You guys can here, I'll retweet it right now. It's got like 2.1 million views. There you go. I retweeted it. Like I said, I commented on it earlier. Laptop Travel found my comment. So, yeah, I said that's a red flag. It's holy cow, it's pretty wild. He actually, it says, holy crap, Ilian Omar's winery suspiciously surged in value from practically zero to $5 million in a year, despite no physical winery, phone line, social media, barely functioning website, and no wine. So they had a barely function. They must have had a website. They must have bought the domain name but didn't really do anything. How crazy is that, guys? Can you imagine your business made $5 million? You didn't do anything. So yeah, and that dude Tim, he's worth like $30 million or something ridiculous. Like in like the last like 2 years, her husband. So yeah, they've been defrauding everybody, obviously. So yeah, this is gonna get interesting. I'll tell you that right now. And then I guess they wonder why people are questioning the Somalian culture, not even the culture, or what's going on in Minnesota, like all that scam stuff. Well, I mean, the congresswoman, is she a congresswoman or senator? I don't even know. Who cares? But I don't like her. That's for sure. I never liked her. I always thought she was up to shady things, and she's a criminal. She should have. I don't really think she should belong in this country, let alone be in Congress. She's never even proved that she's even a citizen. No one even knows if that chick's a citizen, and no one can fit. She's never. If somebody was like, "Yo, no one can figure out if you're a citizen, but you're a congressperson or you're in politics," let's put it that way, and nobody can figure it out. Wouldn't you come up with the document and be like, "Look, I'm of course a citizen, or I wouldn't be able to be here." They don't even know she's a citizen, but no one's ever questioned it. So yeah, she somehow, I don't even know she's supposed to be in it, have a chair, to be completely honest with you. I've never liked her, and I always thought she was up to no good. So that's my take on her. And of course, she's up to no good. I mean, look what's up to her. Ilian, whatever her middle name is, I can't even say that name, but is on an American policy, serving as, she's a representative, U.S. representative from Minnesota. I didn't even know what she was. 5th congressional district since 2019. I know she's doing something in there. And yeah, look, she's in Minnesota, of course, where all the fraud is with all these Somalian people. She's a Somalian, descent. And her winery went from $0 to $5 million, but shit, they don't got they even got a bottle of wine to pour out, guys. So it's quite amazing, is it not? And won't that make your head explode? All of us go to work, we kill ourselves each day, and I'm telling, I truly believe she's not even an American citizen. I promise you, there's no doubt. I've read up on it, and by law, the way her, like, she says that her father was a citizen. If you go back, and I know there's people that have done it, there's plenty of people that have gone and done all the research you want to look at. They've gone through all the American records. If you look back, and I know I've done it myself, I've looked into it to make sure it was true. It's 100% true. There's no documentation that her father was ever a citizen or anything. So technically, she would not be an American citizen. And I've looked it up too. She's hardcore against Israel. I don't like her at all. I really despise her, to be honest with you. And I don't even think she belongs in this country. So I hope they get rid of her, and get rid of her quick. And I can't wait for it to happen. Freeze all of her assets and go after her globally, too. See exactly what's going on, because you know she's got global ties all over the goddamn place with all this fraud, all of our American dollars, taxpayer. Go get it all. Go recoup it. I hope Trump eats her alive, to be honest with you. She's scum of the earth, and I'll be honest with you. The way she talks about Israel and other things, and then look at what's going on. You're stealing all this taxpayer money from your constituents, you piece of crap. You're a scumbag, lady. You are a complete scumbag. So there you go. That's how I feel about her, honestly. So there you go with Omar. And yeah, she became a naturalized citizen 2000 at age. That's what she said. But I'm telling you, laptop travel, I promise you, you have to. By the way that the law is stated, her father, she states that her father was a citizen, and he wasn't. I'm telling you, there's no documentation. I've looked it up, because I don't like her. I really don't like her. So I've done the research. I know for a fact she shouldn't even be, but nobody even brings it up. It's crazy. And because again, well, Trump does. I mean, this administration does for sure. But everybody else was afraid they were going to be called a racist or something. No, she's not even. I'm telling you, she's not an American citizen. So, yeah, I don't think they gave it. You think the government did? I don't know. They can't just give you citizenship, can they? I mean, don't you have to like apply for it and actually get it? And like I said, by law, her dad. So I read up. I'll have to look at it again, write it down. I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm telling you, if you look into it, she's technically not a legal citizen. At least there's no documentation in our in the immigration database or any database in this country that runs any files. And I'm not the only person. There's been hundreds of people that have looked credible people have searched for this and gone through all the databases, and nobody can find anything that she's ever talked about her being a citizen. I'm telling you, it's not true. And I can't wait for her I can't wait for them to take her right out of this country. She don't belong here. And I don't care. So there you go. So yeah, it's going to be great. Freeze her assets and get her moving. That'll be so great. She came in here, stole a bunch of money. I hope they freeze everything on her. They find all of her overseas accounts too, and go and hack into them and freeze all that. Watch. So yeah, they're going to go after her pretty good, because I know they got a lot of stuff on her, and all this is coming out now. You don't think the Trump administration's going to go eat her alive? That's the one thing they can't wait to go do it, and I'm 100% behind it for them. So go act like a pit bull and eat her alive. It'll be great. Again, you got people coming into this country and stealing from tax-paying people. We're all working our asses off, and she's stealing $5 million. That, I'm telling you, her husband's worth like $30 million from stealing money, guys. And again, there's like billions of dollars missing from all this stuff. So it's not like when there's smoke, there's fire. She's completely involved in it all. And she's the ringleader, to be completely honest with you. So we need to get her out of there, get all that fraud out of there, and then it'll be a great time. So anyway, let's keep on moving on, and we'll marvel at our market right here, because we're all going to crush it. And we'll grab because it's looking good. And they're going to grab Omar and get her the hell out of this country, and that's going to be great too. So anyway, SGN right here. Here's signing day sports. We were talking about this, popped up a little bit. Now pulling back. It still doesn't even look bad here for a penny stock for SGN. So yeah, not bad right there. Crossing through, had a little red there. Looks a little better on the FinViz. Obviously came back, I think, in the after hours, it says a little bit. Yeah. That was pulling back today like 11%. But a penny stock, I mean, that's like 2 cents. And it comes down a big time. So we'll look at it tomorrow. See, it was running up. It still doesn't look that bad. Data Vault right here, still pulling back. And again, we're letting it pull back to about here. And it could get into, I would say, around there. Look for it in the 60s. We'll look for it in the 60s right there. And that will be good old Data Vault DVLT right there. And let's see what else is going on in this penny world right here, FMFC. It's just been trying to get set up right here. That might be your bottom right there off the 20. Doge Mama 9 and the other people checking this bad boy out. So yeah, that's not looking bad. Like I said, this Mimi right here, that's looking pretty good. That could get running there tomorrow. So keep an eye on that one. And what else do I have? CXAI right here. That is a penny one as well. And let's see, this one, it's just kind of hopping around there. It's spiked up. All these AI, anything with AI in its name, kind of running right now. BZAI right there. That looks good. We were talking about this bad, but this was a January effect one. Remember this laptop travel? It kind of ran, I think, a little bit right there, but not really. And now it looks like it wants to get moving again, that Blaze Holdings. So, and like I said, these ones with the AI in their name, they're just all running. Cypher was looking good today. CIFR, that looks like it could continue up. Keep an eye on that one. I like that tomorrow. CIFR looking pretty good right there. And let's see, the Big Bear right here. We were looking at the Big Bear last night, and it went up. And I think the Big Bear could be another good one for tomorrow. So keep an eye on BBAI right there. That was Joseph Levy's first one that he ever played, and then just went nutty after that. BBAI. So maybe everybody's going to play Big Bear, and it's going to start off their options right there. So their big option streak. And here is FSK. We were looking at it yesterday, and it did pull back. I forget who asked about that, but it did pull back a little bit right there. And someone asked about that GEHC yesterday, and it does have that kind of bullish look, but it is setting up there. So didn't get moving today. And I don't know if it's going to get rolling tomorrow. This could be a next weeker unless it just pops off or gets news or something. It does have earnings coming up February 4th. So maybe closer to that. And let's see right there. What else is going on? And how about our Michael Anthony ones right here, ABEO, and that was pulling back a little bit more today. D-Lo right here, that D-Local pulling back, and that was running up there. Had a little run up, but did pull back. And LW, there you go. It made its move finally. We've been talking about it, and now it's cruising along up 3% right there. So There you go. If anybody got in, I did not re-enter. Remember, I said it was probably a good re-entry, but you can't play them all. That's the only thing. It's there's just too much going on in the market. You got to kind of pick and choose what you can do. That's for sure. And speaking of big bears, Kramer shows wrapping up, so that means Michael Anthony's on. And 1, 2, 3, you know it. 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Michael Anthony will be popping on any moment here. And here's our tiger right here, TIGR. And that's just kind of hanging out, not ripping yet. It doesn't look bad though, but not doing anything. And then tomorrow we're just gonna do like an hour, 10-minute show, and I'll hop off, and I'm actually gonna interview the Tiger King, Mr. Joe Exotic, tomorrow evening at about 9:30. So I'm just gonna do it on my phone, record it like we always do, and in a way I'm gonna cut it up and make a bunch of short videos as well. But we'll make the long videos so you guys can check that out. So I'll be talking to Joe, seeing what's going on, his updates in prison. And unfortunately, he's updating us from prison and he's not out, but we'll find out. And we're trying to get him out there. So we're trying to make a good push. And like I said, we're going to do a bunch of short videos and maybe get some traction, get some people talking because he needs to get a pardon. I mean, it's pretty pathetic that the guy's still in prison. I'm not going to lie. So we're going to talk to Joe Exotic tomorrow night. I'll talk to him and then I'll share it with you guys. And so that'll be tomorrow. So like I said, I'll wrap up the show a little early. We won't go all night, so I won't chit chat about everything. Laptop travel. You know what? I didn't even write down. Holy cow. I went to go write down, look to see. I don't even know. You did. I thought you did. I looked at your laptop travel list. I'm not even kidding. I looked at it and I got completely sidetracked. I went to go write them down and I completely forgot. I didn't even realize when I took the picture. I've done it before, but I realized when I take the picture and send it out that I didn't have them on there. And I'm like, wait a second, I didn't even write them down tonight. So I do have them sitting here. I'll go through them and we'll cruise right through them. Let's look at our Jolie's jams real quick. And always thinking about Asian Jolie. We'll talk about her every single day until we hear from her. We want to make sure she's all right and all good. So rhythm, getting some rhythm today. Look at that thing. And let's see what your cannabis stocks are up to real quick. MSOS kind of pulling back a little bit right there. And what about Canopy Growth? That's just down a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Oh, I tried to spell Tilray, but I got it wrong. That's Tilray, and that's pulling back. They have a little setup period too. So it looks like the cannabis stock are setting up right there, or have a setup period anyway. And Blink Charging, let me get that one right there. And this one had been pulling back. It is trying to get set back up. We'll keep an eye on it. It's not ready just yet. At least it don't look like it. And Sezzle is trying to get moving again. And this one is trying to get bullish. Look at it. And you know Sezzle can get sizzle, and we know that. So one to take a look at. Sterling Rip today. I was watching that thing, and I did say that one probably would run today. And there you go. And Rivian right here, we looked at a little bit ago. It was pulled back, and Symbotic was pulled back today too. It might come back down right there and then try to touch off that 55 area and bounce off. So that is what you're looking at for your Jolie's jams. And there you go, laptop travel. I'll put them up right here. And I'll run through these guys real quick so you guys can take some quick notes. I forgot to add them to my list. I'm sorry. I totally got sidetracked there, but China Pharma right there was running up today. That's one we'd have to look at tomorrow. And CUPR right here. Caprina Holdings. Let's see what this one's up to. That looks really good, guys. You might want to keep an eye on that. CUPR. That's a penny stock that could get cruising tomorrow. I like that look. And let's see what else you have on there. ENVB is another biotech one. And that actually looks really good right there. Look at that ENVB, and GLMD is Galmed Pharmaceuticals, and that is really getting set up. You had mentioned that the other day. And that I forget what the heck. It might be on here. It was up today. Nah, it's not up there anymore. What the heck was it? It was P something. I forget. It was running today like big. I know it was on your list. I was talking about it. GLXG, you had it on there the last few days. I could probably just look at it up here. What the heck was it? Hold on. I forget what. Oh, well. I forget. Yep. There you go. PHGE. Thank you. I was close. PHGE, this thing was running like a monster right here. That was on your list the other day. And so, yeah, that was nice. GLXG right here, that's curled up. That looks like it wants to continue to run. It just ran up today, hit some resistance. Hind, HIND. This one was looking good today. I did see this one, as a matter of fact, laptop travel. And that was running up a little bit. What, they have news? I guess they did have news right there. I did see that one. And LVO right here, live one is at the entertainment. Yeah, live one, the ticket thing. Not looking bad. Trying to get set up for the spring and the summer concert events, I guess. And SBFM is that Sunshine Biopharma. Now that looks really good right there, laptop travel. SBFM, might want to look at that one right there. That looks good. We'll check that out tomorrow. Looking pretty nice. And Tanner, no, that's not Tan, because that would be TAHN. This is TANH. Yeah, that's Tantech, whatever the heck it is. And this one is TANN. I'm not familiar. What the heck is that? Is that the one you were talking about? I was just talking about? Maybe. I don't know. This one right here, is that what you were in mind? It could have been a typo and you were talking about. This one right here, that is looking pretty good right there, trying to get set up. So that might be the one that you're talking about. T-Pets and Oil Petroleum, Trio Petroleum. And there you go, oil and gas. That does look pretty good. Another penny stock that could get moving right there for T-Pet. ZBAO right here. And that one kind of ran up today. I'd have to address that tomorrow. And what about Zio right here? Ignore the 5-1. I certainly will. I was going to say, should I try to figure out what 5-1 is right there? But we'll ignore that. And there you go. But Zio, I would say that's getting really set up, guys. Check that out, Doge Mama 9 Watch dipped in the after hours, and it is looking pretty good right there. So, and it was Tom. See that, laptop travel? I even knew it without even knowing. And I just can't type it in, but it's TANH right there, Tantech, and familiar with that. So there you go with your laptop travel list. Thank you very much, laptop travel. And you know which stock is ripe for buying right now. App right here, app loving. Oh, that's in a good spot. You're not kidding. I haven't looked at that. They have earnings coming up relatively soon. And this is app loving. And yeah, that's looking pretty good, laptop travel. Let's keep that one setting up on that list right there, because it is looking pretty good for APP. Let's take a look at our big caps and all them, our Mag 7, everything else. Then we'll go through and see what you guys want to look at. First, let's see. We already looked at this, the government shutdown thing, and it was what, at 75% chance of Saturday. Can you imagine Saturday, Luis Rodriguez, we have a government shutdown, then Sunday we have a blizzard? That'll be an interesting sight, huh? That'll be fun. You'll have to go out and plow your own house, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. But 75% chance government shutdown starts on Saturday, guys. So be aware of that. And obviously the Fed decisions tomorrow. And whoa, look at that. 83%. Holy cow. What the heck just happened? It was 99. Oh, that's in March. I was going to say that's not tomorrow. There's no way. All right. That makes 100% no change. I was going to say, what? That would be insane if that changed that much in 40 minutes or whatever we looked at earlier. Anyway, I was on the wrong month. That's why. But yeah, 100%. There's no change tomorrow. We know that. So that's the Fed rate cut. Now let's go ahead. See our SPY. It was up. The Qs are still running in the after hours right there, looking really good. And your IWM right here, and I'll take that off the stage for you guys. And IWM right there, not looking so bad. And again, remember I said that one looked the worst out of them all, but it's trying to set back up again. So that is what they look like. Apple running up there today and running up a little in the after hours. Not looking bad right there for Apple. Did have options on that one and kept one or two. I kept a few, I think. I sold a few of them up there when it popped up this morning. Amazon looking pretty good right there. And how about your Google right here? That's not looking bad. That's getting set up. Watch for any dip opportunities on Google. And Meta here is trying to run up a little bit. And we do start some earnings coming up, guys. You got your Meta coming up right here. And what else was tomorrow? I forget. Amazon. I forget what it was tomorrow, to be honest with you. That's not tomorrow. That's coming up. I wrote them down the other day. And it is Tesla, Microsoft, and Meta right there. So Microsoft was next. If I would have just went to the next one, I would have figured it out. Microsoft's been running up good today. and they're going into their earnings looking pretty hot right there. And let's see what in the video. We were just looking at that. That's looking really good to get set up and run. Keep an eye on the video too. Oh, and Tesla right here was down. Not looking so bad. They do have earnings tomorrow. And again, Tesla's like hit or miss on earnings, and I wouldn't play it. It looks like it wants to pull back, at least at the moment. So we'll be watching that one right there for earnings. And that's what you have for your Mag 7. But there are some good earnings starting up tomorrow. They were getting fired up today. And let's look and see what AMC is doing here, down a little bit. Just pulling back, nothing crazy. And GameStop in the top, be careful. I wouldn't really chase it up there at this point, to be honest with you. Chewy is down. And how about Unity right here? And that one is pulling back at the moment. So that's pulling back. Netflix is down a little bit. And this one, I'm just waiting for it to get cruising. It's 1-2. It's just not rolling just yet. I guess it's waiting for that Warner Brothers or something. And AVGO looking pretty good, guys. Keep an eye on this one. This one's been running a lot lately, and this one could easily get running there tomorrow. MU's been running a lot. Look at it today. Look at it in the after hours. It's a beast right there. TSM was running a little bit. That looks really good to run up as well. Take a look at that. That looks good too. And these guys are looking pretty good. SMCI looks a little bit better right there. That could get curled up. And AMD is up a little bit. That looks like it wants to run back up into the top right now. It very well possibly could, but QCOM pulling back. Snow is going up a little bit. Look at that. QCOM was down $1.48, and Snow is up $1.48. Ain't that pretty interesting? $1.48 right here. It changes red to green. Check that out. That's pretty funny. I don't know if I ever noticed that, but there you go. Snow and Qualcomm right there. But Snow is up, and it does look like it's trying to get curled up to run up some more. So that is what our Snow is doing. PayPal right here dipping down, not looking so good at the moment. And Intel trying to run back up after it dipped down after their earnings. And Dell is pulling back. I swear this thing's getting set up, but maybe I'm wrong. And we'll watch for dips in IBM. When's their earnings? They're coming up pretty soon. I think they're in a few days. Tomorrow, actually. No, they're tomorrow. IBM is also tomorrow right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Palantir right here dipping down. Not looking so good. And Palantir was down as well. And Sophie, Palantir and Sophie were both down. And then look at Mara and Riot and these guys. These were up today. Look at Riot and Mara. They look pretty good to run. So I'm wondering if your crypto is going to get cruising, and we'll look at that next because CleanSpark looking pretty good. And then your MicroStrategy, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? MicroStrategy right there up a little bit, but trying to get set up, not looking so bad. Robinhood was down. Coinbase was down. And Bull has just been bullish, or not bullish. It's been bull crap, I meant to say, and it hasn't been bullish. Space right here is trying to get set up. Remember, we were saying that thing looked like it was trying to get set up. Well, I think Virgin Galactic is looking pretty good. Boeing right there pulling back. When there was their earnings today, I think they had earnings there today. As a matter of fact, not sure what they did, to be honest with you, but they had earnings. Let's put it that way. And DJT right here was just hopping around. It was down earlier. I guess it bounced a little back up, but nothing real crazy right there. Nike was down. Look at that, pulling back pretty good. McDonald's was up again, and that is running up. So there you go. And Disney, shit, you said a hanging chandelier. It certainly is. It's hanging on for dear life for Disney. That was looking good, and now it could pop, but we'll have to look at it. Oxy, we were looking at, and ExxonMobil, and we saw them bad boys. And DXYZ right here is kind of just hanging out. That is definitely getting set up to run soon, too. So there you go. And that's what's going on our list. I don't know why my chair keeps rolling around so much tonight. It usually doesn't move around. Anyway, let's look at crypto, see what's going on here and what we're getting into. Look at Bitcoin back at 89K right there, 89.2. And it does look a lot better, trying to curl up. We were talking about this. And Ethereum looks a lot better, too. And then your Ripple right here doesn't look too bad. It's trying to get that curl up look. And Solana's also curling up. So they don't look bad right there. There's your Cardano. And that is trying to curl up as well. And Doge and the rest of them following suit. So crypto definitely looking better there. Let's look gold and silver. Like I said, gold was ripping today. It was an animal. It was down a little bit in the after hours. Nothing real crazy right there. I bet it'll bounce right back up. I assume it will tomorrow. Silver even running up some more. These guys are animals, but wait for them to turn around. I don't know. Gold might continue to run right there. Look at that candle. That's crazy. Silver could dip down, but it looks really good at the moment for tomorrow anyway. So we'll be watching that. And you can see what J Nug, oh, they can't see it there, and you can't see it there either, but you can see it here. And that was up today. And good old Nug was up as well. So that's what that was doing. That's what they were doing right there. And your REMX was up a little bit, Luis Rodriguez. That's in the top. I guess we got to kind of be careful with that one. And then we can look at like BMNR real quick. It was up. I saw it. And it doesn't look too bad right there. So if crypto is going to get ripping, guys, that's when you want to keep an eye on these ABTCs and this Pew. Look at ABTC. Doesn't look bad. Pew didn't look too bad. NCPL, we haven't looked at them because we didn't need to because they were just hanging out. UPXI, not so bad right there. And that's bet. So keep an eye on them. There's some crypto ones as well, as crypto is looking pretty good to set up and run. Let's see what you guys want to look at now, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. Let me see what's going on. We were looking at the Texas Instruments and them guys at the beginning. That was running right there. And we looked at and gold just running up there like crazy. And AEI. I know it's AEI, but it has but this company's called Alset. And look at that, ran up big today. Didn't Michael Anthony think that was going down yesterday? I would say that one was running there. And yeah, Alset right there. That's what it's called. Alset AEI. We figured that out last night, didn't we, Luis Rodriguez? So I couldn't figure out if the letter, and we were talking about it last night, but if I couldn't figure out if that letter right there was an A or an I or an L. I knew this was an I. AEI. I go over the thing, but I didn't know if this was called Alset or AI set. It's called Alset. So there you go, everybody. And that was what we discovered right there in precious metals, copper, and all them guys looking really good. Let's see what our futures look like right here. There's your VIX, and it's a little bit reddish right there. Let's see what the MACD RSI look like. And it does look like it's coming down at the moment. So I would assume that your other ones are going to be running up there. They were looking pretty good. Here's your Dow Jones down a little bit right there. How do I get back to the chart? Hold on. There we go. And yeah, that's down. S&P is up a little bit. Your Nasdaq's up. Russell's up a little bit right there as well. Your VIX down. So there you go with some of them bad boys and your meats too, but your metals right here. Look at your gold and your silver and your platinum and your copper. They were all running up there, and the palladium or whatever the heck it's called. They were all running up there at some point today too. We saw them. Is that VTIX? I'm not sure what that is. Electronic Gaming and Multimedia. XHLD. We've looked at that one before. That one's ripping right there. And that XTKG, we've been looking at it. And that one was ripping today like crazy. GITS. That was a wild one this morning. SafeX. We've looked at that recently too. And NUWE. We were looking at it last night. GOLD right there, gold.com. Look at that massive run for it. So there you go. There's that HIND. I did see that today. I might have saw it right there. As a matter of fact, I don't remember. But anyway, there you go. Let's keep on cruising through. We were looking at the CDZI, and Laptop Travel did interview the CEO of the company right there. And it was a good interview, so go check that out. We'll keep an eye on this one. It is jumping up in the after hours thanks to Laptop Travel. Look at that, Laptop Travel. You did a good job right there. And let's continue on and see what's going on right here. And Luis Rodriguez has a couple good ones. TerraWolf right here, WULF, that's running up, looking pretty decent right there. CoreWeave we looked at, definitely looking good. And we looked at Marvell, and that one was looking pretty good as well. And Datadog, I meant to write it on the list today. It was jumping up there today. I did see the good old Datadog and FEIM, Frequency Electronics. Whoa, look at that guy. FEIM, that is getting set up, guys. That's going to be a good one right there. Not familiar with it, but it looks good. This nanonuclear, this one looks really good right there. That's getting set up to run too. NNE, so definitely watch for that one. IO and Q, we did look at that. That's getting set up. A lot of the quantum and computer hardware ones were looking a lot better there today. And our cat right here is up, and that's an aerospace and defense, and a lot of them are looking good. We just looked at that BMNR, and it's looking good as crypto's looking good, and of course your ETHU right here is your 2 times ether, and that could get cruising there, guys. So watch for that one. CLSK looking good, like I said. So yeah, these guys are looking good. Uroy, that's your uranium royalty. Wow, that one was running up there, looking pretty good, getting into the top. TMQ Trilogy Metals, and that's in the top. Be careful with that one, but SBET's setting up as well. So there you go with them guys. And you had a few more right here. It's light, and that light has been setting up and running. That looks really good right there. LEU. Whoa, look at that energy one, Centrus Energy. That was cruising along today. MU obviously running. And then LMT Lockheed was running too. Northrop Grumman and Rocket Lab right there. All these guys were running. We looked at them earlier. And Nano, we just looked at IO and Q and RCAT. So yeah, a lot of. Oh wait, I just started going through the same list again. Hold on, what did I do? MU, LMT, NOC, Rocket Lab, and then I started going back up to the other list. ANAB, not familiar with that one, I don't think, but Anapit, I don't even know what that's called, but that's a biotech one. That looks pretty good. Rich Tech Robotics, we were looking at. That was a monster today. Could continue up. And UMAC right here was up today. Not looking too bad to try to run up some more. And BBAI, the big bear right there. I think the big bear could get cruising. And that is an AI one. And LAC is a Lithium Americas Corp. That had that pullback yesterday, trying to run back up in USAR. And again, I don't know if these ones are all ready to get popping back up, but they're not looking so bad. Maybe they set up. This one was popping in the after hours. MRNO, I saw this Murano Global, and that got ripping right there. And GLW was Corning, and we were all over this one in the morning in Discord. And bam, look at that thing, and it even ran up in the after hours again. So holy cow, that thing was ripping along there today, that's for sure. And was ripping some more in the after hours for that Corning Inc. And I think they had earnings today, and they went well, or they have them tomorrow. I don't even know, to be honest with you. They have earnings tomorrow, it looks like. So it's ripping into the earnings right there. And what else? Let me see. CVS, let me see, what is that doing? I thought they weren't even around anymore. Wow, CVS got the UNH treatment right there. Is Trump administration proposal for flat Medicare Advantage rates sparked a 10% plunge in CVS Health shares. Wow, that hit some resistance and went straight down. There, that was crazy right there. And let me see what else. You purchased USR calls today. The June 26, $43 strike right there for USAR. And let's see, there you go. 43 strike for June 26. You're going way out, but Luis Rodriguez likes it long term right there. So there you go. And let's see what else. Yeah, buddy. Congress and the insiders of Trump are very dirty. Inside information, pre-trading, agree. They're always doing it all the time. And Sam, is he back from his guitar lesson? I'm not so sure. You should write a new article on the recent trades by Congress and Trump insiders, laptop travel. That would be a good one. And not familiar, we'll check out. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Steven Star restaurants for a little bit. So if anybody is familiar with them, we went through a bunch of Steven Star restaurants. And so we were talking about that. They are the best, I'm telling you. Makes me want to go to Budokan. Anyway, Budokan has the best wasabi mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, they're so good, guys. Wow. Food there is so delicious. I just want to go right now, honestly. I would drive over to the city and go eat there. I should. But it's a little too late for that. Let's see. Anyway, that sounds really good right now. And let's see what else is going on here. We were talking about Omar too, and I'm not I'm not a big fan of hers. Let's put it that way. And let me see what else is going on. Yeah, we were talking about how her winery somehow made $5 million, but they don't even have a social media page. They don't have a phone line. They barely have a website. They don't have anything. They don't even have a bottle of wine, but somehow they made $5 million. It's pretty amazing, I'll tell you that. And You said her husband, Tim somebody, Maynett, and his partner, Will Haler, face settled lawsuits for defrauding investors in related ventures, including 1.2 million repaid to cannabis growers. Jesus. And prompting House ethics probes into her wealth surge from negative net worth to millions. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, anybody else find it kind of alarming and a little bizarre and probably not right? Yeah, I think all of us do. So, anyway, they all need to have transparent bank account, everything. I agree, laptop travel. So, yeah, we were talking about her and what a piece of work she is. We'll put it that way. So anyway, and again, I really don't even think that she's a citizen, but we were discussing all that. And let's see what else is going on right here. And app was looking pretty good right there. And has the Tiger King's access and permissions been restricted? I don't think so. He calls and I have no idea what goes on in there. I honestly have no idea. Laptop travel. I mean, the dude's in a federal prison. I mean, they're not exactly nice places to be. I'd have to assume he gets treated pretty decently by everybody. He says he does, but I mean that they can go on lockdowns and all kinds of crazy shit at any moment. So you just never know what's going to happen in a federal prison. So anyway, I am going to talk to Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, tomorrow evening. Ask him a few questions, like I said, and I'll give it. I'll let everybody hear the interview. I'll post it out there, but I'm going to break it up into like individual little segments so it can be short and people can check it out. So there you go, and I'll be doing that tomorrow evening, right around 9:30. PHG we were talking about and TNH, and then Sam's back from his guitar lesson. What were you learning, Sam? Japan, you're watching the Japanese yen is central to global finance due to its status as a low yield currency, enabling the yen carry trade where investors borrow yen cheaply and invest in higher return assets abroad. Japan is the largest holder of U.S. bonds and equities. So, whatever laptop travel's saying, listen to it. He probably knows. In 2025, Japan's rate increases correlated with Bitcoin price drops of 20 to 30%, as seen in market reactions to yen surges. And this is why you're watching Japan banks. Well, you keep an eye on that laptop travel and keep us posted on them Japan banks and what's going on in the correlation, because I know you're on top of that stuff. And yeah, it was a good interview with CDZI. That was a great one. So listen to that. And the chair of the state committee on health sold 500. Yeah, did you see this? This is nuts, guys. I heard about this too. Ready? Let me read this to you. You guys can read it. That's why I put it on the screen so you guys can read it. But the chair of the Senate Committee on Health sold 500,000 shares, 500,000 shares, guys, of UNH before that Medicaid payment notice by Trump, which tanked the health stocks. He sold them yesterday, and then the health stocks went tanking today. How crazy is that? Like, you don't think he had any insider information? Tiger X's X account is no longer active. And yeah, he got banned on X. I guess Elon banned him because I guess he was talking crap about J Lo and them, and I guess they complained. I really don't even know what happened. I'll have to ask him. It's a good question to ask. So I'll ask him about that laptop travel, as a matter of fact. How about that? And then we'll tweet it out to Elon. And is there any way to play silver with FOMC tomorrow, Sam? Oh man, you know what? It is silver's looking really good. There's no rate cut. So what do we think's going to happen here? I mean, it did look like it topped out, and then the next thing you know, it just keeps going. So, Sam, your guess is probably better than mine, I think, right now, to be honest with you. But I do think gold is getting ripping right here. Gold looks really good, even though it's down like 70 cents in the after hours, GLD anyway. But silver's up. But they definitely look pretty good to try to run. Now, maybe they just run up early tomorrow, Sam, and then they pull back going into the old FOMC. I'm not exactly sure. We'll be on in the Discord to figure this all out. Ben's finally back from his vacation he landed in and landed safely today. So he's back from an extended vacation because he got stuck in Miami and due to the snow. So yeah, we'll all be on there tomorrow morning. So that should be everyone still has 2 hour delays around here. My wife, I think, finally goes back to work tomorrow, and they're already talking about another huge snowstorm possibly on Sunday. So I'm telling you guys, the snow. Oh, this did you see the video I posted out today? Of go check that out. I posted a video of Dougie sliding down the treehouse today. Go look at it because I'm telling you, it's so crazy. It's funny because he goes just sliding. I'm watching it right now. He slides down. It's a sheet of ice out there. He was out there trying to stomp through the snow. Obviously, if I walk through it, I'm heavy enough where I'll break through it. But Dougie is not heavy enough. The snow can hold him up. The ice on top is plenty thick enough where he can't break it. He can even jump up and down. He can't break through it. And so yeah, he slides down the treehouse slide, and it's got snow on that. I didn't clean it off or anything, and it's just a sheet of ice. So he just goes sliding on his back. It just keeps on going like flat. It's so funny. So you guys could check that out, retweet it, give everybody a good laugh. It's pretty funny. And that was today. So yeah, I'm telling you, the snow's not going anywhere. It is so cold out there. It's like, and if we get another blizzard or something Sunday, it's going to be wow. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. I don't think any of the kids will have a spring break. They'll be making up snow days, so that'll be interesting. That's what tends to happen sometimes. And so yeah, there you go. And let's see what else is going on with what else is happening over here. Let me see. And Laptop Travel will be interviewing the CEO of Advanced Inhalation Rituals about their SPAC merger, CAEP, on Wednesday at 9 a.m. We were talking to him. Stuart just the other day as well on the small cap show, so you could check that out there. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let's see. Let's go over here, check it out. That ZSL was looking pretty good. We were talking about that short silver, and then it started to pull back today, and in the after hours, and that SafeX was running up there. Rich Tech Robotics, I think everything we already looked at. This is a China small cap right there, and a bunch of other stuff that we probably saw. American Airlines, big dip right there, and I think did they have earnings or something? I don't even know, to be honest with you. It looks like they did have earnings right there, and I don't think it went so well for American Airlines. That's what it looks like anyway. Pfizer right here wasn't looking too bad. That big bear looking pretty good there, so keep an eye on that. Nothing real crazy. Let's see what the news stories say. The dollar crumbles after Trump remarks. Euro, yen, sterling surge. Dollar tumbles to a 4-year low as Trump claims it's doing great, and the Fed is set to hold rates. But that's not the whole story. And the S&P 500 futures are a little changed ahead of Fed decision, major tech earnings, and Trump deepens dollar woes, saying he's not concerned about the slump. So there you go. He said he wasn't concerned about the slump and that it was doing great. It was pretty quite impressive what he said. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good market review there. For this evening, we checked out crypto. It is looking pretty good this evening, and it should get fired back up there. So we'll see how much it can really run this time, if it really has a run in it or if it's just bouncing around, whatever it's doing. But it's still staying there. It's staying steady at 88K for Bitcoin. So that's good anyway. And pay attention to the post of the FOMC comments at the end of it is like the biggest. That's the biggest thing. We already know there's no rate cut. It's a matter of what they say Powell says at the end in his comments and all that good stuff. That's what really matters with that FOMC stuff. So we'll be watching that. We'll probably have it on tomorrow in the Discord, I'm sure. So that's what the market looks like, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to follow along on X, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Hit the like button for the show. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and we will be keeping you updated in the morning. because we'll be on at 7 a.m. to do the pre-market show. We do it every Monday through Friday. We do this show every Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. And I appreciate everybody tuning in, hanging out, and chiming in, giving us some feedback and all that good stuff. Sam and Cadence and Luis Rodriguez, Doge Mom and 9, Laptop Travel, and everybody else, Robin and everybody, Joseph Levy and all of you guys, hit the like button and then retweet it and all that good stuff. So I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your night here, and we'll see what the market's going to do in the morning. It should be ripping. I mean, the Qs, SPY are all looking good there. Gold and everything else. I mean, things are just bouncing right up there. And I know Michael Anthony, he went AWOL on us. He did not show up tonight. So, holy cow, Michael Anthony, where are you? We missed you for sure. Maybe he'll show up tomorrow morning. He might be out shoveling snow in Florida. I'm just kidding. But who knows what he's up to right now? I guess the Kramer show, Jim Kramer show, is Mad Money's on a little late tonight or something. Not sure. But Michael Anthony, we missed you tonight. We'll catch you on the next one. Check us out in the morning at 7 a.m., everybody. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys at 7. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning.